We've all heard of wealth mindset and that trading psychology can play a huge role in our trading performance. But how do we foster the right mindset that will allow us to trade the markets effectively and successfully? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 18 habits of successful wealthy traders, which will help you to level up your mindset and performance while trading. Let's get right to it. Number 1, think in a series of trades perspective, not a trade by trade perspective. If you've read any books by Mark Douglas, then you will probably recognize this quote. And thinking in a series of trades perspective is super important when it comes to your trading performance, because a lot of people where they struggle, and myself have been included in this, is that they focus on one single trade like their life depends on it, and they might bank on it. They might really try to reach high and bat for the big long win on that trade, and if it doesn't work, it's the end of the world. And they basically place their whole trading career on one trade, which is just not the way that successful wealthy traders approach the markets. Instead of really focusing on each individual trade, they know and trust in probabilities, i.e. a series of trades perspective. It involves a shift in your thoughts, almost like a paradigm shift, to be able to think of trading as a whole over a series of 20, 50 or 100 trades rather than each singular trade. A losing trade does not mean that they are a loser. Don't take the markets personally. Now, this can be easier said than done, especially if you're quite new to the markets, because the emotions can really take their toll when trading. But successful, wealthy traders know that just because they take a losing trade does not mean that they are a loser. We all know that losers happen and you can't win all the time, and that is just the game of trading. You can't have a 100% accuracy rate. You cannot win all the time. And just because you lose does not mean that you are a loser. There is a trick to being able to lose well, and the successful traders know this. Successful traders know that making money is more important than being right. Sometimes we can get so focused on a trade and we are determined to be right, to make it win, that we might take a few losers trying to push that trade. We might take 2, 3 consecutive losers because we are certain it is going to go up when it just isn't happening. And successful traders are aware about this. They know that you cannot express your will onto the market. At the end of the day, the market is going to do what the market is going to do. Wealthy, successful traders realize that the market will be open again tomorrow. No matter how tricky a trading day may be, if you've had a red day or if you've struggled or had no trades, it doesn't matter, because they know that the market will always be open the next day. The market doesn't have an expiry date and there is no real sense of urgency, although at the beginning it can feel like there's a sense of urgency, because trading can be very addictive and there is this sense of urgency to have to get into a trade and get into another trade and keep trading. But the reality is, and what successful traders are aware of, is that the market will always be open again the next day, that there will always be more opportunities. Every wealthy trader has an edge. An edge meaning a strategy to follow that you can easily explain. And this is a super point that successful wealthy traders are aware of, because there's quite a lot of people out there who may trade the markets and they just don't have any plan, they don't have any strategy, and more importantly, they don't have an edge. Wealthy traders know that you need to have an edge to be able to be profitable in the market, and you need to be able to explain that edge, because that shows that you truly do have an edge and that you truly understand that edge inside out. It doesn't have to be complex or complicated. It can be as simple as your edge is trading bull flags, or your edge is focusing on reaction leg measurements, or your specific edge is looking for a specific pattern in the market where you can have a plan for a trade. You know when you're going to get in and you know when you're going to get out. If you can explain that in one process, then you have an edge, and if that edge gives you a profitability over a series of trades perspective using probabilities in your favor, then you're going to be successful. And that leads me on to my next trading habit that is carried out by successful traders, and that is that they have a trading plan. Before getting into a trade, successful traders know where they're going to get in and where they're going to get out, whether that's getting out for a loss or getting out for a win. They have a solid trade plan in place so that once they are activated or executed into a trade, they know exactly what they're going to do, and it is just the case of executing that plan. There is no decision making being taken place once they are in a trade. Every decision is made before the trade, and then every review is made after the trade. Once you're in the trade, you're simply following your plan in a very structured way. A great habit of successful wealthy traders is that they are confident decision makers in the face of incomplete information. And that is what the market is we never know what the market is going to do. The future is uncertain, and the market is an uncertain place to be in. So this is a very crucial habit of traders, the ability to make confident decisions in the face of uncertainty. How do we develop this technique? Well, I think it takes a lot of time to develop. It takes a lot of experience to get to the place where you can have confidence in your abilities. And successful traders are aware of this. They've gotten to a place where they can be confident decision makers in the uncertainty of the markets. And this point leads on to the next habit of successful traders, and that is that they are comfortable being uncomfortable. Or another way of saying it is that being uncomfortable whilst trading, it's okay. I think that with trading, we all aspire to get to this place where trading is very relaxed, trading is very comfortable, and trading is very fun. And that is not always the case, because having losers or experiencing losers generally is not fun, it's not relaxing, and it isn't comfortable. But what successful traders have that unsuccessful traders don't is that they have the ability to recognize that it is okay feeling uncomfortable. That is also natural. It's part of trading, because you can't have the winning trades without the losing trades. But if you can accept and be comfortable whilst you are trading, even if you are uncomfortable, then you're on the right track. Set it and forget it. This is a term used by quite a few people. It's a very good term for carrying out a trade plan. And successful traders are aware that their conviction for active trade remains unless something major changes. So they basically follow this concept of set it and forget it. They will create their trade plan. They will then execute the trade plan if it is a setup worth taking. They will set it. They will set their hard take profit, their hard stop losses, and then forget it. Walk away and let the trade plan carry itself out, whether that's going to result in a winning trade or a losing trade. They will trust and see that plan through unless something major changes. A super habit here is that successful traders are patient with winning trades and impatient with losing trades. So this is very similar to the concept of letting winners run and cutting losers short, but it's slightly different because the key focus here is on patience. So recognizing a winning trade and being patient to allow it to really come to the fruition that it can come to without being afraid that you're going to lose profits. On the other hand, once a losing trade is obviously becoming a losing trade, successful traders have no patience for that. It's the ability to be able to cut off trades that aren't working, but really allow those winning trades to run and gain as much profit as possible. A habit that is often overlooked by most beginner traders that is followed by successful wealthy traders is that their position size is calculated based on risk. For example, they will usually take no more than 2% risk of their account per trade. Now this is a super point because quite often newbie traders will come in and they will constantly think in terms of currency, in terms of money, and they will not really think as much about risk as maybe they should do. Whereas successful traders are aware of the importance of risk and they calculate their position size based on risk. It allows them to really manage the risk on their account so that even if they have a series of 10 consecutive losing trades, they know that their account can survive those kinds of drawdowns that can often happen when you're trading. Successful traders will also listen to the market and they are willing to switch sides. So the key point here is the ability to follow the market, what the market is presently doing, not following your will of the market. So again, you may be set on a certain currency pair going up, and you may be absolutely sure 100% it's going to go up. But if the market is not doing that, then that is not what's happening. And successful traders will listen to the market rather than their own voice in their heads. Another really key habit here is to be able to understand that making money is the goal, but it is not the measure of success. And I think this quote is really, really useful because a lot of people will think that money is the measure of success. But if you go into trading the markets with that in mind, all it's going to do is add pressure, and that can drastically affect your emotions when you're trading, which can produce a very negative knock-on effect in your trading performance. Instead, recognizing that a measure of success should be, did I follow my trading plan? Or when I traded today, did I follow my rules? If the answer to those questions are yes, then that shows that you have been a successful trader. And that is what successful wealthy traders do. They aim to make money, money is the goal, but the measure of success is whether or not they effectively carried out their trading plan and followed their rules. Number 14. Statistically, losers will happen, but your mindset must remain consistent. So for example, after 4 consecutive losing trades, successful traders know that their mindset should still be the same for that 5th trade. They should not be wavered, or they should not allow any emotions to take hold of them for that 5th trade, even after having the 4 prior losing trades. Wealthy traders understand the probabilities and they don't let losers affect them. And it's as simple as that. It is trusting in probabilities and statistics and keeping the same mindset on a series of trades perspective. Successful traders will trade aggressively when trading well and modestly when not. What does that mean? For example, if it is in your plan to scale up your position sizes, when trading is going well, then you can trade aggressively by doing this because it is in your plan and your trading performance supports that. However, if you're going through a period of trading where you're taking more losers than usual, then perhaps that is a better time to reduce your risk. Or more importantly, it's certainly not the time to increase your position sizing. Quite often, beginner traders may experience a series of losing trades, and then they will decide to raise their position sizing in an attempt to try to win back what they have lost in their next trade. But this is a really bad habit, and it's certainly not one followed by successful traders because they are aware of the importance of when to trade aggressively and when to trade modestly. This is one of my favorite habits here carried out by successful wealthy traders, and one that I have learned and have been practicing from my mentor. And that is to practice reading the right hand side of the charts, not the left. What exactly does that mean? Well, we can all read the left hand side of the charts because that is the data that we can all see before us. The left hand side of the charts are the candlesticks that you can see. We can scroll back in time, we can identify patterns. Even if you're a beginner trader and you're totally new to the idea of patterns, once you've been introduced to, let's say, a double bottom or a bull flag, you can look to the left and generally you can find those patterns. But what successful traders practice is the ability to read the right hand side of the charts. So that is the part of the charts that the candlesticks have not actually formed yet. And that is the beauty of being able to really predict the movement and the flow of price action. Quite a simple yet very effective habit here carried out by successful traders is to never add to a losing trade. And this is something that can be experienced by beginner traders. But every successful trader is aware that a losing trade needs to just be cut off. It certainly does not need adding to. And finally, one of the habits here carried out by successful wealthy traders is the ability to journal trades. So after each trade carried out, they will write down and record every trade, including any thoughts and attitudes that happened or occurred in that trade. And this helps them to look back on a few different levels really. It looks at trading performance in a logistical way because they have the data there, they have the entry, their stop, their target, they know what they were doing and what they were looking for, what initiated that trade and what the result was. And then they can also journal and document thoughts and attitudes. So this might also include any emotions, any uncertainties or any fears that arose whilst in that trade. And this is a brilliant way to grow as a trader because it can help you to understand where you are going right and where you are going wrong. So there you have it guys, 18 habits of successful, wealthy traders that will help you to really level up your mindset when it comes to trading and improve your trading performance. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to give it a like below and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks guys, bye!